Traphagen. Welcome back to Food for Thought. Today I'm talking about something a little different, a little unique, a bit of an outlier, an outcast, a little bit out of the box. I'm talking about those vegetables we see in the store and we pass right by them because we're scared of them, we don't know what to do with them, we don't know how to use them. I can't tell you how many times I've been at the store and I've had people come up to me and see me grab certain vegetables like this and ask me, what do you do with those? How do you cook those? How do you make them? I'm so scared to try them because what if I fail? What if I do something wrong? What if it turns out horrible? Well, I'm here to tell you, these vegetables are not scary, and I'll explain why. So we're talking about beets today, which look a little scary. We're talking about my all-time favorite, fennel. We're talking about dandelion greens, which I absolutely love. And I love the smell of them. I'll never pass up an opportunity to smell dandelion greens. And we're talking about turnips. These are actually called purple top turnips. They have these little tiny stringy pieces at the end. They're not all that attractive looking, but I can tell you right now that turnips are extremely good for you. A lot of studies have shown that turnips can actually help reduce the risk of diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and as a little extra bonus, turnips are great for the complexion. They're just as high in nutrients as eating anything like broccoli or spinach. On my website, on smtraphagen.com, Food for Thought, I will have recipes for all of these vegetables. I like to use turnips. I'll mash these. So I'll cook them up, I'll mash them, and I'll make them with crispy turkey bacon. And I'll use that as a side dish to a bunch of other dishes that I make. Sometimes I just saute them by themselves. I like to use turnips and tuna fish. Tuna fish is actually a really versatile dish that you can use a lot of these vegetables with. Sometimes I juice with turnips, but they don't taste the greatest in juice. I will admit that. The next one is beets. I love beets. A lot of people don't like beets. They're afraid of beets. They have bad memories from having beets as a child. I never had such an experience. I really love beets, but you can see they're really gangly, they're very dirty looking, and they can be scary to use. If you look at the leaves, which are starting to wilt, and FYI, none of these vegetables really last that long, so if you're going to buy these vegetables, make sure you use them within 2 to 3 days because after the 4th or 5th day, they're really not that fresh anymore. So if you look closely at the leaves of a beet, you see like these red veins going through the leaf, and that's because they resemble blood flow, and that's what beets are good for. They're good for the blood system. Beets are extremely good for the nervous system. They help clean out the kidneys and the liver. I tend to use beets quite a bit in juicing, and if I juice beets, and for those of you who have a juicer at home, I tend to use green apples because green apples are lower in sugar, natural sugars, than red apple. I'll use lemon, I'll use fennel, I'll use cucumber, and that's usually the base of my beet juice. The green apple and the lemon tend to round out the strong flavor of the beet because beets are very earthy tasting. So you want to wash them very well if you're going to saute them or use them to cook with. If you're going to juice them, depending on your juicer, you can just throw them right in. I also have a great recipe. Again, it's going to be on my website on smtraphagen.com, Food for Thought. I make a terrific flatbread beet pizza. It is so delicious. I love this pizza, and I make it all the time, and I don't feel guilty because it's a pretty healthy dish to make. So I'll have that recipe on my website as well. Next is fennel. If you've watched this show or if you've read any of my articles on my website, you know that I absolutely love fennel. Fennel is one of those vegetables that is just very unique to use. It's got a really mild flavor to it. It almost looks a bit like an onion. It's got a high concentration of the trace mineral selenium. Fennel and garlic are really the only two that have such a high concentration of selenium. And selenium is great from anything from reducing heart disease and risks of heart disease to helping with eyesight. Selenium is also great for fertility in both men and women. Interesting fact that I didn't even know about until I was doing some of my research again. There's also a high concentration of thiamine, of potassium, and of vitamins A, B, E, and vitamin B6 is a high concentration here. I tend to saute fennel. I'll use fennel in juicing. I love using fennel in tuna fish if I'm making like a tuna salad, or if I'm making like a tuna roll or tuna melts, I'll put fennel in that. I've even used fennel sauteed in an egg frittata for breakfast. So again, I'll have some recipes for you on my website utilizing fennel. The last one is dandelion greens. And I have to tell you, dandelion greens can be hard to use sometimes because they've got a really mild but bitter flavor to them. So you have to be careful how you use dandelion greens. I love sauteing them. I actually just made these the other night, and I used them as a side dish. So I took avocado oil and a little bit of Smart Balance butter. Then I threw the dandelions in, sauteed them really quickly because these will get crispy if you saute them too long. And then that was my side dish. So I love using dandelion greens. I'll use them on a pizza. If you want to make a pizza, you can use these instead of spinach. You can use these with tuna fish. You can use these with salmon. I've actually done grilled salmon, and I've used dandelion greens as the base of the salmon to give it extra flavor. Dandelion greens have a great scent to them. And I'm not kidding you when I say it's like walking through a field of greens. There's just this sweet floral scent, and I can't describe it. It's so hard to describe, but when you open up the fridge and you've got dandelion greens in your fridge, the whole fridge smells like this beautiful floral scent. And I love it. I can't get enough of smelling. I just can't get enough of smelling the dandelion greens. There's just such a beautiful flavor to them and scent to them. The other thing with using any of these vegetables, using vegetables like these is a lot like trying to understand certain areas of life that we don't understand. Yes, I'm going to draw a parallel to life here because I'll be honest with you, watching what's going on in our political climate and our cultural climate, there's a lot of religions and a lot of cultures that are taking some heat right now and getting a bad rap. And it saddens me to see that. And I'll be honest, because I really think that the religion and the culture don't make up the individual. The individual makes up the culture, makes up the philosophy, makes up the religion. But again, we're all individuals. So the religion itself, the culture itself, the philosophy itself doesn't make the decisions. We as individuals make those decisions, whether for good or for bad. But because some of us don't understand those religions or don't understand the culture, we don't know how to take or to perceive or to interpret what's going on when bad things happen around us. But it's not the religion. We are individuals, and we are in command of the choices that we make. Just like these vegetables, the religions and the different cultures that are out there in our community are beautiful. We're a melting pot of so many different things. And if we take the time to get to know those different cultures and get to know the people behind those cultures, it opens our eyes to a whole different world of possibilities. It's the same with vegetables. The next time you're in the store, don't be afraid to pick these up. Take a look at them. Do some research. Find some recipes. You can always go to my website. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Scratch below the surface. Wipe off the dirt. Peel away the outer layer and get to know the vegetable on the inside. Trust me when I say you won't be disappointed when you start using these vegetables and realize the array of possibilities you have in the different foods that you can make with these vegetables. There's so many different ways, fun, unique, creative ways to use these vegetables. So don't pass by them in the store. Take some time to get to know these very different vegetables, how great they are for you, because this is getting you back to basics in the most earthiest, most environmentally friendly way, because all of these vegetables are they're great sources of our environment around us. The earth provides us what we need. We just have to look a little deeper. So take some time. Next time you're in the store, think about what I've said. Don't be afraid to go and reach for one of those unique, out-of-the-box vegetables and try something new with them. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit me today, for watching my show. Sorry it took me so long to get another episode up. It's life, and I'm juggling a lot of different projects right now, so it's a little harder than I thought to get these up as quickly as I want. But I'm doing my best and I'll keep working at it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. If you like what you've seen here today, please feel free to share with others, subscribe to my channel, and please feel free to visit my website at smtraphagen.com. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me on Food for Thought.